again, thank you for catching us on the replay. Man, I appreciate everybody who checks us out on the replay. It means the world. If you're new to us, I just ask one small, gigantic, big favor. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, watch some of our videos, so that I can someday buy my beautiful wife a house. All right. So we're going to wait a few minutes. I'm going to have to reposition because I want you guys to see the hummingbirds tonight. For some reason, we are in the midst of a storm right now. We got thunder, lightning, and heavy rains all around us tonight. And some weird looking clouds. And when you guys get in here, maybe we'll talk about that along with some other things. But for now, why don't we just kind of chill and wait for everybody to get in here. I love storms.
At Club Car Wash, we're more than just a service. We're your partner.
You okay, Lily? Sure. Watch some hummingbirds. Check out the hummingbirds tonight. See, you can see the fish tank through the window and the hummingbirds through the glass. We got a lot of hummingbirds tonight. It's really kind of cool. I don't know what's going on with the hummingbirds, but I don't know if it's because of the storm. We got a bunch of hummingbirds out there by Lorelei's green beans. She's growing these Asian, 2-foot long green bean type things. And I've noticed that the hummingbirds just love them. So I don't know why the hummingbirds like those flowers particularly. They are pretty flowers in the morning. But the hummingbirds are going crazy tonight. Cybercat's in the house. Hello to you. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. There's some more hummingbirds coming in right now. You guys want to see the hummingbirds? All right, all you wonderful 36, 38, 40 people in the background. We are in the middle of a big storm right now. We got hummingbirds coming, but I don't want you guys to be scared. I want you to come forward, drop something in the chat, and say hello. Cybercat, good to see you. So don't be shy. You can do it. Come on up. Don't be shy. Say hello to each other. If you have a YouTube channel, let me know. If you want to talk about the illegal alien, the truck driver of death, let me know. Or any other topic. I have the answers to all your problems. I have the solution to everything. And you might get to see some cool weather tonight because we got storms all around us. But we're going to try to just sit outside and enjoy the night. Ben's in the house. Ben, good to see you. Asher, how are you? Good to see you again. Haven't seen you in a while. Soy's in the house. Good to see you. Cybercat, I have 0 subs. All right. Are you trying to grow a YouTube channel? Is that what you're trying to do? Ben said hello. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. And if you're new to us, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Allows us to bring great content to you, not only in live streams, but in some great video work that we have. Yes, built with no videos. Okay, well, are you going to do a YouTube channel? I would encourage you to do it. You can hear the thunder rumbling, right? You can hear the thunder rumbling. You want to see the hummingbird again? See the hummingbird? Up in the left corner of the screen. I don't know if some of you folks have never seen hummingbirds. See, there's the hummingbirds. So they're going pretty crazy tonight. I don't know if they're trying to feed because of the storm or what. Asher, yeah, it shouldn't. We had some rain earlier, which we really needed some rain. But hopefully, nah, I don't think it's going to. We could use a little bit more rain for the vegetation. Pat's Philippine Dream, good dreams, good to see you. Everybody say hello to each other, and you guys all subscribe to my channel and Pat's channel. And if you have a YouTube channel, let me know so I can tell everybody to go to you and check you out. Pat, we're having some good weather, storms here. It's down in the upper 70s, I think, low 80s. I've been watching the hummingbirds. You know, I've been getting a lot of hummingbirds tonight for some reason with the storms coming on. Good to see you. Sophie Lewis, hello. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Subscribing to the channel, everybody. Same here, you got storms where you're at too? So, oh, here comes the rain again. I hear it. As long as it rains straight, we'll be in great shape. As long as it doesn't blow under my shelter, we're all right. Thank you. Appreciate that. But I thought you guys might like to have a weather outdoor event while we talk about the illegal alien, the truck driver of death, is how I'm labeling this moron. So, not a big fan of the truck driver of death. I don't know if you guys have any opinions or thoughts, but I'd love to hear them. We got a lot of people coming in out of the background, so don't be cowards. Come on up, introduce yourself, say hi, give us a thumbs up if nothing else. Man, you guys got to see these hummingbirds are going crazy. I got a pair of hummingbirds that are hanging out with me tonight. See? Isn't that cool? All right. Filipina Bai in the house. How are you, young lady? Good to see you. Here comes the rain. Hopefully we'll be safe. We'll be all right. Young Miss Bai, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. How are you? What's going on in your world, Bai? Anything exciting going on? Any different? Starting to rain here, so we're going to have a great night. We're finally getting a little bit of rain. We got the hummingbirds going crazy. Uh-oh. Pat's having rain where he's at, he said. Asher, subscribe to my channel and Pat's channel. That's great. We appreciate that. Our friend Miss Bai has a channel too. Anybody in blue has a channel. So thank you for doing that. Hummingbirds are very, very cool birds. They are one of my favorite birds for sure. They're usually not this active around here, but we've got at least 3 or 4 different pair of them floating around. So it's just kind of cool, kind of cool. A lot of people don't get to see hummingbirds. So you guys all just remember, if you got a question, I got an answer. Hope you guys don't mind listening to the rain, enjoying a cool summer storm. You know, one of the good things about summertime is all the storms that you get. You know, when you have, like this morning, it was 101, well, at noontime, it's like 101 degrees here. And now we're having storms and rain, and it's probably 80 degrees. Yeah, what we used simply, it's sugar water. You can buy it, like at places like at Walmart, or you can just make it. Sugar water. Or nectar. So what you do is you make your own nectar. You can use some honey and some sugar. What you want to do is heat up the water and dissolve it completely into a solution. and then you can put it in a jug and store it. But you got to dissolve it completely. You got to make it a solution. That's why it's important to heat up water. I make my own. I got an old jug, sugar, whatever else I got laying around that might be sweet. If I have some juice, maybe, but not really. Juice attracts too many insects, like ants, and they will become stinky and gross. So we don't really use any juice or nectar. Salt water, sorry, not salt water, just water and sugar, a little bit of honey. If you got some molasses left over, you can just dissolve into that. Put it in a water solution. You don't want it thick like oatmeal or anything like that. You truly want it not like pancake syrup or anything. You want it really thin, just like it's water. So it doesn't take a lot. But yep, I make my own, and what they do at the place, they just give it food coloring. They add a little bit of food coloring to it to make it look red. But in my hummingbird feeder is blue. The birds can't see it anyway. They don't know what color it is. So I don't think the birds give a rat's butt whether it's blue, white, purple, or green color. So, I don't think that's a real issue. Pat likes the rain. Yeah, I like it too, man. Anytime, Asher. I'm always happy to help. Yeah, I haven't seen Flora too much. I've seen her once in a while lately doing some daytime earlier stuff, but I haven't seen her a lot. I agree with that. I agree. I saw the Double Rose Twins earlier today. Was on their channel for a little bit. Trying to support them. But, no, maybe she's busy with work. She's in your part of the world, right? She's got a lot of men suitors or chasers, Pat. So she probably stays busy with the boys, And the twins were on their channel today, having a picnic outside. So I can understand that. I'm having some peanuts. So what happens a lot, Pat, in the YouTube world and everybody else is listening, is you get a lot of YouTubers who get real excited, they get going, they do a whole lot, they're busy, and then you kind of get burned out, and then you slow down, because I've been there, done that. Mike and Venus in the house says, howdy, folks. Good to see ya. How are you, buddy? What's going on in your world? So, and I don't want to be too rude, but let me say this. If you're a girl and your channel is kind of, hey, look at my boobs channel, a little bit more risque. How would I say? I think that tires them out, even though they like the money they get from it. So I think they do a lot of that, then they get burned out and have to rest up from it. Then I think they can get back on the horse and do a little bit more risque stuff again. So that's what I think happens. So it's all right. We get a lot of people, and Mike knows this, Pat. We get a lot of people that come through our live streams just to get people to come to their channel. So we'll get a lot of people that just comes in and says hi and they're gone. But they're hoping my audience will go to their channel, which a lot of YouTubers have a problem with. They think that's a horrible way to do it. I understand it. I get it. I don't really care. You know what I mean? It doesn't rub me wrong because I don't, one, I can't do anything about it. And two, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. So, and I know they do that. And I'm, it's like, whatever. I try to teach or treat everybody with great respect, is what I do. Mike, what's going on in the Philippines, man? Have you guys heard the news about this illegal alien, the truck driver of death? This is one very hot topic in America right now. I mean, and it's going to change trucking in America. I was talking to somebody in the industry today because I still have friends in the industry. And with the enforcement of the laws that were already on the books, and now this blatant guy who killed 3 people in Florida, trucking's getting ready to change in America. Soul Lenders in the house, hello to you. Haven't heard? All right, I'll explain it in a few minutes. I know, Lily. Run, Lily. I gotta move to the other chair. Hold on, everybody. Lily and I gotta move to the safe area. All right, we're good, Lily. All right. Now draining harder and harder. We're right in the middle of a typhoon, not a typhoon, what do they call that? Tsunami. A lot of hard rain right now going on. All right, let me get situated here. There's my beautiful sign. Ooh, now it's coming this way. Now it's coming this way. I'm running out of safe spaces. Ooh, shit. Shit, shit, shit. Holy shit. Ooh. Shit. Shit. Oh, shit. Ooh. Holy shit. Well, that got ugly quick. Man, I was in my safe space. That got ugly quick. Now I need to go back out and get my drink and my nuts. Holy crap. Man, that got ugly quick. All right, I'm going to get us set up here, guys, in the house. Holy crap. Leila and I almost died. We almost died, everybody. Whew. I'm soaking wet. Holy crap. All right. Soul Lender, Sanders, Asher, Mike, you guys are in charge. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Man. Need to find a paper towel real quick. Well, all right, I'm back. That thing got ugly, man. I mean, that storm came in and got ugly quick on me. Let me get my phone dried off. So be patient with me, guys. Just be patient. Holy crap. Oh, man. Just when you think you're smart, right? I'm sitting outside, beautiful evening, you know. I don't know how to use my tripod. I'm so... There it is. All right. All right. Do I look like I got rain on the camera? Let me dust you guys off. Man, all right. Whew. That was rough. All right, let me try to get caught up with you guys. Welcome, Dave. I sent the rain your direction. Well, I appreciate that. Sanders in the house. Asher, at least you made it safe. Yeah, I made it safe, but I was drowning there. I was only being hit by rain for about 30 seconds, and I got soaking wet. It was so heavy. Saying hello to everybody. Great. Good to see you. I feel like I need to turn this. Love the moment David said he's outside and grabbed his nuts. Well, yeah, I meant these. You know, I didn't want them to get wet. You know, I got them at Texas Roadhouse. I wanted them. My way home, Pat. Okay, Sanders is out doing the work, right? Putting in the effort. Everybody, thank you for sticking around, man. Let me tell you, that was brutal. I mean, I got just about soaked in that little bit of time. Unbelievable. Because the rain was coming kind of straight down, and then it kind of did this where I was sitting, right? So I moved over here, and then it went this way, and got me. Man, it's like that giant bug from the other day chasing me. Come on, Dave, PG, not the happy. That's right. I like your nuts. Thank you. I like them too. They're pretty good nuts, actually. I really like roasted peanuts. They're really good. Not gig work tonight. All right. Well, I guess you guys, have all heard about the illegal alien who's a murdering truck driver. I don't know what you guys think about that. I've heard a lot about it. I talked to some people in the industry today about it. I talked to an old friend of mine who is a DOT officer for many, many years, retired just a few years after I did. 5 years after I did. He retired from being a Department of Transportation police officer. And we were talking about the fact that right now, there's a huge shift going on. And this is going to be a defining moment, I think, in truck driving history. Scoop B says, hello, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Everybody's hello to each other, by the way. Thank you all for the thumbs up, watching, subscribing to the channel. Scoop, how are you? So I really think this is a paradigm shift getting ready to happen when it comes to the transportation and truck driving world. I got a feeling there's going to be a whole lot of vacancies for truck driving jobs. So if anybody wants one, my advice is go to an accredited truck driving school and become one. Make great money, have a great career, but go to accredited school. No idea about the truck driver? Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'll go through the story with you. You guys ready? Let me go through the story. And if I got to repeat it, I don't mind. So what happened is we have a gentleman from India who came across the United States border illegally. He sought asylum as a political, or what his claim was, he was a fear of his life. So he got out on a, I can't remember the bond they call it, a hold, where he's supposed to report back and all that stuff. And like a bond hearing to find out whether he was truly in danger of living in India or not, feared for his life, right? I guess he didn't show up for that. But he was able to get a CDL in California. Now, there's a lot of investigations going in on that truck driving school and the truck driving company, which are apparently all together. So you got a big company, it's not a big company, but a company that changes their truck driving name, their company name every few years, and they got a little private driving school associated, and they train their own drivers. There's some videos going to come out showing how bad the truck driving school is. So, even though he was technically illegally in America, California gave him a California driver's CDL, commercial driver's license. Well, he's had another accident, but the other day, and all of you people that have ever traveled on interstates, you guys know how interstates work, right? They're long. You got these cutovers that are for official vehicles only, like ambulances and tow trucks and cops and things. Well, this guy decided he was going to make a U-turn on the interstate and go through one of those and get on the other lanes going the other direction. As he does that, cuts across traffic and does that, a minivan going, let's say he was going south, he wanted to make a U-turn and go north. A minivan going south runs into the trailer and under the trailer, kills all three people. And what's horrible about this, I mean, it's all horrible, but one of the real, and I'll get caught up in the chat in a second, but there's a dash cam watching the truck driver and his partner in the semi-truck. When all of this happens, the guy doesn't change the expression of his face one iota. He had no empathy, no sympathy, no scare, no fright when he saw that minivan running into his trailer. He saw it. He watched it. Didn't change the expression. When he got outside the truck on the highway, same thing. No expression whatsoever. Well, he made it back to California. California said, come home. We'll save you from the evils of Florida. You know, we won't let them hurt you. Please come home. Come back to California. So apparently he has been picked up and he's detained in California, getting ready to be transported back to Florida to face 3 counts of vehicular homicide. And the governor of Florida, Santos, has came out and apparently said he will do every bit of his time in the state of Florida. Then they're going to deport him. They're going to try him for vehicular homicide, negligent homicide. So he may get 30 or 40 years, and then they'll let him go back. Some guy going back to his country. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Kenesha, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Indiana has destroyed the trucking market. Oh, Indians have truck. Well, I don't know if they've destroyed it. I think there's a lot of good ones, but I definitely think this is a bad one. I will say this. This one particular case has already put a gigantic spotlight on a spotlight. So it took the spotlight that was already on the trucking industry in the last couple of months and has blown this up. And people are digging, and they're going to be digging harder. And Elon is working on getting approval for fully driverless trucks for Texas. I know, should not be. It should not be. I mean, I like Elon. I think he's a nut job, but I like him. I don't think anything commercially should be unmanned and undriven. Years ago, Democrat or DMVs got caught giving CDLs to my brother drove semi. All right. The state of Kentucky just got in big trouble for giving driver's license. They only charge you $200. If you're an illegal alien in the state of Kentucky, if you had $200, they would give you a driver's license. Just like the taxes in Austin and in San Francisco. Wish you luck. Still in the weather, although yes, won't most likely get that bad. No, it's calming down, but it's all wet now, so I have to stay inside. But as this is coming out, what they are finding, because this company has already been investigated, trucking company, which is an Indian-based company, which is Indian drivers. They've had to change their names multiple times because of the rating system and being out of service. So they've rolled it's called like White Star or White Line. They keep changing their name to get away from being a bad trucking company. Lucy Warren, hey, how are you? Everybody say hello to Lucy. Now you guys have a YouTube channel, remind me, so that everybody can go and check your YouTube channels out. Thank you for being here, Lucy. We appreciate you. So, I do think that we are truly in a paradigm shift. Because not only did Trump come out a while back and say, look, sorry, but we are now going to enforce the rule about you have to be able to read and write English to drive a commercial vehicle in the United States, which I totally agree with. I mean, look, I was a safety guy. I did OSHA training for years. This was my field of operation. I wasn't a DOT expert, but I dabbled in the field, so I know quite a bit about trucking and maritime. So it really wasn't my forte, but I had buddies that were the experts. You know, my toe was always in that water. So now that we are requiring people to once again prove you can read and write and speak English, which is vital, driving a commercial vehicle, what they're going to have to do, now California has screwed the pooch on this. They're the one that has all these fake driving schools. So what they're going to have to do now is investigate driving schools that are not meeting standards. And the government body that is, it's kind of like when I taught college for 25 years, right? Every so many years, we had to go through accreditation. We had to go through a thing called accreditation, meaning we had to present to a committee of colleges why we should still allow to be called and be a college. We had to prove that we had good academic standing, we had good success rate, our teaching material was there. We had to prove we weren't pieces of garbage, that we weren't just stealing people's money. We weren't a fake college. We had to do this. Now, after you do it the third time, because my college was young, then you get like 20 years. But the government body that does this for trucking schools, what I'm really curious about, is it only in California or is it other places? Somebody's not watching the ball. I was in Austin a couple of weeks ago, Scoot says, by the university, stopped at a light and the cars on both sides, no drivers. Two behind me, no drivers. Across the street, no drivers. I know. Our good friend James Robinson lives out in San Francisco, and we're always FaceTiming, and he's showing me the cars with no drivers, you know, going around. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I guess I would ride in one. You know, I know James was telling me that they've had a couple of companies go belly up because the software has malfunctioned, and they've actually ran people over or caused damage. So I don't know how I think about all of this. I know it's coming, but the real question is this. Here's what I don't understand. How do they think, with the cost of the car, the cost of technology, the cost of the insurance, that it's cheaper to operate without a driverless car? You know what I mean? Mathematically, it doesn't make much sense to me that those automated cars like the Johnny Cab and Total Recall, would be a affordable solution because of the investment you have to make. You not only have to make investment in the technology of the vehicle, but don't you have to upgrade the technology in the city? There has to be some improvements there. So that's where I'm at with that one. I don't know how they're doing the math. Now, I get it. A lot of people just do things to prove a point. Like, hey, we can do this, so we're going to do this. Watch us. But to me, that's not a good enough reason. And then, of course, what happens to all the taxi drivers, all the Grab drivers, all these other people that are being displaced? It doesn't make a fair sense to me. I don't know what you guys think. Does anybody like the driverless cars? Anybody don't like them? What about the commercial trucks that we talked about earlier? Do we think that there should be driverless commercial vehicles of any kind? Hopefully they don't hire truck drivers from the Philippines because they can speak English. They scare me when I'm there and they are driving 20 miles. I know. Isn't that amazing? You got now that's a fun topic. I will say this. I think because we've lived in the Philippines, we've been there a bunch. I'm undecided whether I think the drivers in the Philippines are good drivers or if they're just nut job drivers. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you watch them and go, well, damn, that was pretty skillful. But then again, I don't know if it was skill or not, or just kind of luck, or just the built-in low-speed system. But you're right. You put them on an interstate, make them go 80 miles an hour, look, I'll tell you the funny story. When my wife first got to America, I took her to Texas. I had to go teach at Austin. And, I'm zipping down the interstate doing 80. She was not having it. She was not real excited about going that fast because she'd never gone that fast in her life. Walmart got no workers, self-checkouts, owners keep all the profit. That's it. And Walmart now is changing that, as you know, my friend. They're going back to putting checkout lanes in because of the theft and being sued so much and losing lawsuits. Because more and more people are being harassed, buying their stuff at Walmart, being accused of stealing, being arrested. So Walmart, and they're blaming it on the self-checkout. So that is changing. My nephew lives in Austin, downtown, has no car. And I didn't go to Austin, I went to Arlington. Sorry, did I say Austin? I went to Arlington. Waymo, drivers of cars all the time, he said. The Tesla ones scare him because they miss things sometimes. Well, that's what my friend James has said. The greed runs deep, right? Walmart's a whole nother story. Man, Walmart is a mess. So I don't know where we're going with this. But I got a feeling the DOT will be developing a new mandate for competency of driving schools. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're a truck driver that you may now have to recertify sooner after so many. Not just completing a DOT physical, but I mean being able to do your job. Asher, my favorite restaurant would be sushi restaurants. I like sushi. So I like Japanese food. So we have one locally that I really like, and we have some others that I don't like. I can't remember what it's called. I go there. They're expensive. The Sushi House, the best one in my part of the world is a place called Sushi House in Bentonville, Arkansas. It has the best sushi anywhere in Arkansas. Fantastic sushi. I love sushi. So I think you're going to start seeing some changes because not only now do you have to read and write again, which has always been the law in English, but now a lot of people, in my world, when I was growing up in the safety industry, we had to provide safety information into whatever language you needed it. But you still had to, but that's not driving a semi truck. So, like MSD sheets, material safety data sheets, which are now just material data sheets, right? Is what they're called now. Those had to be done in multiple languages if you had multiple people speaking and they couldn't read English. By government law under OSHA, we had to provide them with a Spanish copy. Spanish copy had to be available. But in the DOT world, it's a different story. So I think my prediction is here next week or two, you're going to be hearing more and more and more about now there's going to be a commission ordered by the DOT, the Department of Transportation federally, to investigate trucking schools. I bet you everybody that owns a bad trucking school right now is getting ready to shit their pants. The problem we have is we don't have a federal commercial driver's license. And we should have one. Maybe we should have a federal commercial driver's license. Hey, when I drove through Arkansas, I stopped at McDonald's, walked in, ordered from a touchscreen, watch Rosebot, cook it, pack it, my food, and then it showed up at the door on the wall for me to grab. Pretty cool, right? We did that. We've been places like that too. We also did one at the Kennedy Space Center. That was pretty cool. But McDonald's food, you wouldn't be able to tell if it was cooked today or yesterday. You know, that's what I think about McDonald's food. So I do think there's a lot of room for things for technology. And you know, look, Asia has a lot of really cool technology that we could steal from. Chef Lawson's in the house. Everybody, I'm back. I made my first video. Great. What's your first video about? Tell me all about it. I'll check it out later, but tell everybody about it so they can go watch it. But I think Asia countries, except for maybe the Philippine drivers, has a lot of great technology. A lot of cool things that we could steal from and use to make life easier and better. But not when it comes to driving a semi-truck and killing 3 people in Florida. And what I don't like about this is I've had friends from India over the years, and I like them. They're good people. And this is going to paint the whole entire group of Indian people from India in a very bad light because there's some really shady shit coming out about the Indian-run trucking companies and schools. Yeah, well, hey. It is sad. And what's even sadder about that is that franchise owner is probably thinking, I'm going to beat the system because we live in a poor or an impoverished area, and all of these kids must be thieves, right? They're not trustworthy, they're thieves. So we're going to make it all as much automated as we can so we don't have to hire them thieves. That's probably what that franchise owner thinks. Sadly, does he know how wrong he is and how he can take young people and shape their minds, put together a work ethic, give them something to be positive about. I know it's just McDonald's, but if you have good leadership, even at McDonald's, you can take young people and directly influence them to be great people in the future. It's all about the leadership. Not about the kids, it's about the leadership. So he's choosing not to be a leader. He's choosing dollar over community. Well, all right. So, but the video I made isn't cooking. Well, what is it about? Does it have to be about cooking? I make videos about things completely not related to the Philippines or to America or to being a couple or to adventure. I make videos about anything I want to make videos on. If I get a wild hair and go, you know what, I'm going to make a video about John Baker in Bakersfield, California because he's moving to Minnesota, then I'll do that, you know. So why would you want to live in Minnesota versus California? Type of thing. But that's the thing we're missing in today's world is leadership don't take responsibility like they used to in the 50s, 40s, and 30s. They're taking the easy way out. They don't want to be held responsible. And that's one thing that's really sad about all of this that's going on. But somebody's dropped this ball tremendously on these driving schools. And there's going to be a lot of investigations going on. And I told my friend in the trucking world today, I was talking to him about this, and he's like, man, because he's in upper management. He's, you know, you got to remember, we have about 8 major trucking companies in a 50-mile radius. National trucking companies here. So I know quite a few people. And he's up there, and he's like, yep, we've already having meetings on this. It's not their truck, it's not their freight, but this is causing a ripple effect even to all these other corporations that are now going, holy crap. Because one, here's what's going to happen, and this is what's really sad for that family of 3. That White Star or the White Line truck or whatever they're going by now, they're going to shut down tomorrow. If they're not already shut down, I bet you they're shut down in a day or two because they can't handle the liability lawsuit coming. So they're just going to shut down, go bankrupt. He'll turn around, which they've shown that he already did once, and change it from White Star to White Line, which is the same thing as like the Titanic stuff, right? Wasn't the Titanic sister ship White Star and one was the White Line or something like that? So he's going to shut his company down, go bankrupt. The family's going to get nothing. A couple weeks later, he's going to take all the same vehicles and say he bought them out of bankruptcy to this company or transferred them, whatever you do legally in California, because in California, you can do all kinds of weird shit. And then he'll open another company and call it Line White versus White Line or Line White or whatever he's calling this. I know, John, I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. I moved my sons. I don't need to vaccinate to go to school. Homeschool's full-time qualified tutor costs $19,000. Holy shit and butt farts. In South California, wow, that's a lot of money, John. That's too much money. Yeah, I think it's a good plan, John. I actually applaud you for thinking a way around that situation. And I can't blame anybody for not wanting to live in California. So I get it, John. I get it. I think that's a good plan. Which tells me you're probably already up there, right? Are you already up north? Because school should be starting this week or last week. Because I think if I was in your situation, I would have done the exact same thing. Not to Minnesota, but or Michigan or Illinois or anywhere else cold. But I would have done the same thing. So I don't blame you, buddy. I actually think it's very good parenting of you. I think it's smart. I'd rather spend that $19,000 giving the child life experiences versus some education. Okay. I knew it had to be coming close. I knew that. Yeah. Well, we're stuck home for a little bit. I'm still not fully recovered from my weekend of the hospital, but I would say I'm probably 92.5% from my hospital visit. So I'm getting there. By the end of the week, I should be back to normal, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, right? But I should be back to normal. I do got a lot of medical tests planned, and I'm trying to figure out what to do for our wedding anniversary. If anybody has any suggestions, I need to come up with something for our wedding anniversary. I do indeed. I'm happy to listen. So it can't be too expensive. So no flying to Italy or, and hey, I think there's a tourist warning out for Italy right now, right? I think the State Department put out an alert for Italy about traveling there, saying that there's been so many terrorist attacks, or there's the possibility of terrorist attacks in certain parts of Italy. So the State Department has put out I think they call it a level 1 warning, which is the lightest warning or something. I don't know. I didn't catch it all today. So don't send me to Italy. But I need to figure out something to do for Lorelai for her wedding anniversary. This is our 11th wedding anniversary. Last year we didn't do anything, but I bought her a big diamond ring. I don't want to buy her another diamond ring. How many diamond rings can one girl have, right? So, got to try to figure out something that we can do. The good thing, it is over a weekend, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But whatever you guys think, man. Lucy likes that about the diamond rings? Well, yeah, but I mean, come on. It's not like she doesn't have a room full of diamond rings and jewelry and all that stuff. It's not like I'm being cheap. I mean, with the diamond ring I bought her last year, we could have bought a house in the Philippines. So, at least a car in the Philippines. So, I thought about taking her to a place called Top of the Rock, which is a resort in Branson, Missouri, overlooking Table Rock Lake, owned by Johnny Morris, which he owns Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. And it has these beautiful landscaping. It has a big, gigantic nature trail with waterfalls and caves that you drive a golf cart through. And it has all these wonderful, really great looking lake cabins that they built on. It's called Big Cedar Lodge. But I got looking at it and I'm like, holy crap, the cheapest one. Now, granted, you could put 6 people in it. The smallest one holds 6 people. So, but, the cheapest one was $350 a night for the night that I would want it. $350 a night. And then you would want to go to dinner over on their restaurant, which overlooks the Ozark Mountains and Table Rock Lake, right? And you got all this beautiful scenery. The cheapest thing I could find on their menu was $12, and that was a bottle of water. Oh, a little pricey, I think Lorelai usually likes surf and turf, steak and lobster. I think that thing was like $148. A lot of money. Some of us are poor. So, I don't know. We've already been hot air ballooning. We've been to Vegas, which I thought about going back to Vegas for like a weekend trip. But we've been to Vegas. We've been to the Grand Canyon. We've been on cruises. I don't know what to do. I'm still wet. And me being a guy, I really don't want to do anything. To me, you celebrate your marriage every day, right? Is what we do. We celebrate our marriages every day. So I don't have any big desire, but I know my wife works hard and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I need to come up with something for us to do. And nobody's helping me, is what I don't understand. Nobody's giving me suggestions. My wife's not a country girl, she's a city girl. So Vegas she liked, but I mean, she'd be happy to go to New York, but who in the hell wants to go to New York? Nobody in their right mind wants to go to New York City. My wife would jump at if I said, hey, we're going to go to New York for the weekend, man, she would move mountains on earth to get there. But who in their right mind would want to? I'm tempted to go to D.C. The thought of going to Washington, D.C. is intriguing. Now that they're cleaning D.C. up a little bit, I would definitely be more likely to go there. I don't think my wife would enjoy it. Being from the Philippines, it'd be like me going to the downtown government district in the Philippines. But I might like that. She's not a country person, so that takes Nashville out of the equation. We've been to like Savannah, Georgia, and the Carolinas, lots all over Florida and Alabama, Georgia, Texas. We've been to Dallas. We just got back from Dallas. I don't really want to go to New Orleans because I don't want to smell pee everywhere. Now, I have been told that I think it's New Orleans who's using lemon-scented cleaner on the streets now. So I think they're spraying like a disinfectant that smells like lemons. And so of the city smelling like pee, it smells like lemons. At least it's not asparagus, I guess. So I don't know. We've been to Houston. We don't find Houston that exciting. I thought about going out to Carlsbad Caverns, a giant caving system. I don't know if you guys know about that. But like I said, she probably wouldn't find going in a big cave system all that exciting. She'd be like, whoop, whoop, who really gives a crap about this? Jeez. Wow, this is a nice place. I mean, she liked the caves that we've done some cave tours, and she's liked those. But I don't think she likes those, Like, yeah, this is cool, where's lunch? So, she's not in sports. I don't want to go back to California anytime soon. Phoenix is too hot, or too cold, or too whatever. I don't know. We got to figure out something. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I guess we need to make sure we look out for bad truck drivers is one thing we need to do if we drive. And that's the other thing. I personally wouldn't mind driving. I don't mind driving versus flying because all the drama you see on the internet at the airports and about the transportation of planes and people fighting on planes, it makes you not want to fly because it's like, ugh. Yeah, Filipina trucker. Yeah, that'd be a good YouTube channel, wouldn't it? There is a YouTube channel, John, of a couple, an American and his wife. I see them once in a while. What are they? They're a truck driving team. I can't remember the name. Pat, I don't know if Pat knows. There's a couple that's on a rig, and she does the channel. He's more serious about the driving. But they have a YouTube channel about truck driving in America. But I don't know if she drives or not. It's a Philippine American channel about truck driving. I can't remember what they call the name of their channel. It's a couple, and they use a semi truck, and he drives, and she rides shotgun, I think, and they make videos. But I haven't seen anything in a little bit about them. I didn't know if you might have known the name of those, that channel. I just can't remember the name of it. They pop up once in a while, and I see something. So they used to come to some of my live streams and check in. But I haven't seen them in a few months. I don't know if they gave up or what they did. But Philippine American Trucking, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. I really don't. All right, so it looks like the storm has calmed down. But we got a lot of rain, which is good. We need the rain, so the storms are calming down, which I'm happy about. Pat said he was getting rain in this part of the world today. And Chef says, has everyone subscribed to me? It's fine. If not, I'm just trying to grow my YouTube channel as much as possible. Yes, we're all subscribing to you. The good thing about it is once you get to 50 subscribers, you can start doing live streams. And then if you start doing live streams, and this is for you and Pat Bowe, you can start getting more and more subscribers. Because to be honest, it's really hard to get 1,000 subscribers unless you get lucky on a video. But you can gain them doing live streams. Because there's a lot of people that randomly will just pop into your live stream and say, hey, you get to know them, they subscribe to your channel. But if you think you're in today's world that you're just going to throw out some YouTube videos and you're going to get all kinds of subscribers, you're not. You're not. Your son bought an 8-track tape and a cassette tape from a secondhand store. Does he got a 8-track to play him in? Is this the one in New York? Yeah, on my old channel, I got 50 subs, but they got banned because I was 12, but now I'm on it. Right. Yeah, I understand that. I had another friend that his son started a channel, and it was doing really well. Then they realized he was 12, and so you just kind of got to start over. Depending on what your channel is going to be about, how aggressive you want to be, I would encourage you to take your time. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't set yourself up for frustration. If you go, oh my goodness, I got to get out here and bust my butt, and I'm going to grab my subscribers and grow my channel, and then in 3 months, 6 months, you go, holy crap, I've only gained 20 subscribers. Well, that's the reality of YouTube. You know, it's the outliers are the ones that go, whoo. And the people that do that put a lot of hard work into their channels. And then a lot of channels, they experience the monetization bust. So a lot of people work very, very, very hard to get monetized. Now, what happens is as soon as they become monetized, in about 30 days, their subscribers drop off. They lose watch hours because YouTube computer figures out and understands that a lot of those are just sub for subs and just people running playlists or them doing silent live streams. And those are the live streams where somebody's showing a teddy bear and running their camera for 24 hours. YouTube knows this. So once you become monetized, they're going to look much harder at you. Your 9-year-old, oh wow. Says they're retro. John, does that make us old? Does he got a player or anything? I mean, or does he just think they're cool looking? I feel old now. Because I haven't seen an 8-track in years. I mean, I feel old. Best thing to do. Don't get so invested that you let it hurt your feelings. Because if you put your heart and soul into projects on YouTube and it goes nowhere, it sucks. I mean, you kind of go, well, shit, this is really bad. Mark's back. Good to see you, Mark. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm 92, Mark. Thank you for asking. I am 92.5% back to normal. So I figure by the end of the week, I should be at 100%. Struggling a little bit still from my hospital weekend thing. But, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. They're lining up all kinds of tests to make me take my money. I was looking at some of my estimated costs today on my medical account, and I'm like, yeah. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests lined up, and they all want money, But I'm feeling all right. We're doing all right. We had a big storm just a few minutes ago. You should have seen it. I was outside enjoying my life, and all of a sudden, man, I was soaking wet in about 10 seconds. And I had to rush into the house. Also, I'd like to tell you that I am not 50 plus on your top fans. That it shows on YouTube. But I think I'm your #1 fan. Wow, all right. So okay, now I'm kind of confused. There's a way to look to see who your top fans are on YouTube? I didn't know that. Is that what you're saying, my friend? That somewhere it says a ranking system of fans? Or people that want, maybe they're not fans, maybe they hate me and they just want to watch me, fail. But there's some way to look to see who watches your stuff the most? Okay, let me look. Top fans? Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, you sure in the heck be right. Mine only goes to 16. Scoot's on there. Sanders, Soul. I think that's just for tonight. That's just for tonight. I think that changes every day. So, Mark, how are you doing? You guys having weather? We were talking a little bit about that, the illegal alien truck driver killer guy. We went over that some today, debating right and wrong and if there's going to be a paradigm shift in the trucking industry or what's going to go on. With that, I think there's going to be, come here, Lily, there's going to be some changes going on. John says, I'm your #1 stroker. Well, as long as you stroke, buddy. Stroke. Stroke man, stroke man. Isn't that a song from the 80s? Come on, I know John's old and Mark, wasn't that a song? Stroke man, stroke man? Did you come on, right? Or am I hallucinating? Here, you can have that. Stroke man, what was the name of that? I think there's a song. Give my Lily another peanut. My dog Lily likes peanuts. She likes nuts. But I think that thing changes every night. It all depends on who came in during the live. But I think the way you improve your ranking score is you move up by making more and more comments. Or how many? I don't know how you do it, to be honest. I know when you get a crown like John Beef has a crown because he's #3 in the comments. So somebody else will be #2 and #1. So YouTube gives out crowns for live streams for people that chime in on live streams and stuff. Right, so I think what we're going to do tonight, so we've talked about the illegal alien situation, the electric car situation, or the autonomous car situation. Truck drivers, illegal trucking schools, that family of three who were murdered in Florida, when they slammed into that guy's semi-truck when he was making an illegal operation and he was illegally in the United States, who's going to serve hopefully the rest of his life in prison, but we'll see. So we talked about that, which is one thing I wanted to do. And we made fun of probably me and some other people. We appreciate that. But I'm still wet from getting drenched. My tripod's still wet. My battery pack is wet. My iPad is wet. So I think I'm going to wrap this up for tonight, everybody, and get everything cleaned up, dried up. Feed Lily and take it easy for the rest of the night. Yeah, it's very sad. The videos are out there. What's most disturbing about it is he has no, look, I drive all the time, and when people almost hit me, I get that oh shit face, like, or you get alerted, you get scared, you recognize, oh crap, this guy never changed his look. He saw that minivan, he was watching tracking, boom. He saw that minivan go under his semi-trailer and get destroyed. Not once did he look surprised, scared, sad, shocked, happy. Not once. Not once. So, very disturbing. Let's give a shout out to Brother David. That's me, by the way. Channel folks, like, subscribe. Don't forget to double tap and hit that bell. There you go. Like, share, subscribe to everybody. That's right. We got to help everybody out. John, good to see you. I can't wait to visit with you while you're up in the land of the Paul Bunyan. I like to hear tall tales of Paul Bunyan. All right. So, but anyway, everybody, thanks for coming in tonight. Catch me again later in the week. But the good thing is, I guess I don't have to take a shower. I got a free one while I'm sitting on my patio. Does that count, or do you still have to take a shower? Maybe that should be a topic for a live stream. If you're stinky and you get rained on, do you still got to take a shower? Or did you already have a shower? Which is it? Maybe that's a good poll question. So, all right, my friends, thanks for stopping in, and be safe driving. That's my big message for tonight about this truck driving situation. You need to be a defensive driver. Never assume somebody is going to do what you think they're going to do. Never, ever, ever. Double check. All right, friends, be safe. We'll see you soon.